They say it takes a village, and we've got one here tonight, don't we? So thank you all for coming out. Thanks for being here on a very warm but lovely summer evening. Really appreciate you coming out to support Skip Back Dems and me and Debbie and Tom. I am going to use notes because I have a lot of people to thank, and I don't want to miss anyone. And I have a few things I want to share with you about my campaign and what I stand for. And then I have a few things to ask of you beyond what you've already done tonight. So bear with me, okay? I won't stay here for too long. So far, are you having a good time?
Yeah!
Good. This has become such a beautiful respite here in Skip Back. Lowell and the Blossom Cafe staff have done a beautiful job, so we're so lucky to have this here in town. But my name, in case you don't know, is Karen Lynch, and I am your next Skip Back Township Supervisor. In November, we'll find out if all of our hard work pays off, but with this kind of a turnout and your help, I predict that we will succeed.
Yay! Absolutely.
So let me get on to thanking some people. I don't know where Lowell is. Lowell Steinberg. He is the owner of this beautiful establishment. Yeah, get him out here, Gail, so we can all appreciate him some. Can everybody hear me? Yes. This is my training voice from my corporate days. Is he coming out? Customers. Oh, well. Anyway, I'll let him read this later. But he is the owner of Floral and Hardy and the unofficial mayor of Skip Back. If we had a mayor, Lowell would be it. And the reason we say that is because he does things like this. He's creative. He pivoted during COVID so that people could still purchase things for their gardens by mail, by website, and he creatively made all of this happen with the Blossom Cafe. He's also been a good friend to Skip Back in that he is the chair of the Small Business Owners Association here in town. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But he's also been a really good friend to Skip Back Dems. Since 2017, he has made the offer of doing programs like this and events like this here on his grounds. So for that, we are amazingly grateful, and to his staff as well. As far as the Blossom Cafe, the new addition, Michelle Buckman is the owner. Emily's the manager. We've worked with them to create this event. Thank you for all you've contributed, the delicious drinks and treats. Samples, everybody, so if you like something, please go in and buy it. Or come back on another day when you can enjoy this. They're open from Thursdays till Sundays, and they've got a great menu of delicious things for lunch and dessert. So the mission that they have is coffee, community, and carbs. And we love that mission because I like carbs, but I love community. And I think Lowell and the Blossom Cafe are a really good example of building community. And it's one I want to emulate. Building community doesn't cost a lot of money. It takes a little bit of effort, it takes a lot of listening, and it takes some creativity. So you're going to hear me talk a little bit more about that as well. But thank you for showing us the way, Lowell. Thank you, Lowell. Everybody give Lowell. And thank you also for the beautiful music. They know you're wonderful. Thank you. I also want to thank my volunteer team that put the event together. Cheryl, Gail, Bill. Bill was in a great hat. Where's Bill?
Here I am.
There you are. Thank you for your passion in putting this all together. You guys are really fun to collaborate with on any project. This is no exception. To all of the volunteers, I have committee people, Skip Back Democrats, committee people, Leslie Connor for taking, look at her, she's doing the work right now, taking the pictures, doing the video. Richard, he's here all set up, doing the same. All the people who knock doors, do postcards, put up signs. You know, it's amazing, and thank you so much for that. And we're going to ask you to do more of this, quite frankly. To my running mates, Deb, stand up, Deb. Deb McCabe. Tom Bader. There's Tom. These two will soon join Phil Wimpenny. He was the first Democrat ever elected in Skippack Township. And they will join him on the Board of Auditors. Keep an eye on things that are going on over there at the Township Building. And the friends who are here, some of whom are neighbors, my good friends sitting here and here, and all over, and some of my good friends who are here from afar. Hi, Maribel. I mean, some of you can vote for me, and some of you can't and are just here for moral support, and that really warms my heart. Thank you so much. And then Leslie says I have to thank my husband. He's not here because he's at work. Couldn't be here, but I have to thank him because he just lets me be me, and any endeavor that I pursue, he just says, anything you want to do is okay by me, honey. I'll just stay out of your way. What else can you ask for, right? So I was going to introduce you to some special guests, some of whom I don't think have made it and some who have. So let me just say, Joe Webster was going to be here tonight. He sends his regrets. He's our state representative for the 150th. Something came up with his family, and he really wanted to be here and see you all, but he could not. So we'll let Joe slide on that one, right? We'll catch him another time. Katie Muth, I think, was working her way back from Harrisburg.
Yeah, she had a PCERS meeting go late. But
State senator, but she sent along her better half, Trevor. So I just want to say one thing about Katie is that she inspired so many of us women to run going back to 2016, and she is inspirational, and I really appreciate her and what she's done for all of us. And Trevor is so generous with his time. He's a sounding board for the communications plans that we have. He's helped us educate us on Vote Builder. He's there whenever you need him, and thank you very much, Trevor. Really appreciate that. Ken Lawrence is making his way here. We hope. He said he was going to try and stop by, our county commissioner, vice chair. Ken is really passionate about trails, parks, transportation, and all of those things. So if he gets here, I'll introduce him when he comes, and you guys should chew his ear off about a few things that he might have on your mind about those subjects. Ken and Val Arkush, Dr. Val Arkush is the chair of the Montgomery County Commissioners. She couldn't be here tonight, but they've been very good friends to Skippack Democrats and to me personally. So I want to make sure that I say thank you to them. Nicole Phillips is here. Say hi, Nicole. She is our endorsed candidate for Judge of the Court of Common Pleas. And she's going to take 20 years of prosecutorial experience to make sure that we have justice and fairness in our courts. So we're really excited. Thank you. And a shout out to the PV Persevere folks that are here. Tammy Gampley on the left, and on the right we have Dr. Michelle Keating-Seibel. So they are running for the course. There's four of them. EJ, Edward McGuire could not be here, and Michelle Smith aren't here tonight, but you're representing. So if any of you want to say a few words after I'm done, come on up, okay? Alrighty, so the message. What do I want to convey this evening? I want you to know one thing, but I'm going to say more than one thing. I want you to know that I am committed to being of service to this community and to the residents of this community. I have nothing personal to gain by being on the Board of Supervisors other than to serve. I don't have any roads. I don't pave roads in this town. I don't build buildings in this town. I have nothing personal to gain, and I want you to know that my heart and my soul is sincere about wanting to serve. And we know that we love this community, and this community can be even better because we can make it better together. What it takes to do that is representation that listens well and is collaborative. We need to collaborate with our school boards. We need to collaborate with our faith leaders. We need to collaborate with our business owners and our neighbors. We can't operate in a silo. There are townships and towns and boroughs around us doing amazing things, and we need to talk to them, engage them, and emulate some of the things they're doing. And they would benefit from some of the things that Skippack does as well. We must have representation that is transparent, open, and honest in all of its dealings. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
And that means that you are aware of what's going on in that township building at all times. We need eyes on how our tax dollars are spent. Your municipal tax dollars are what built that township building, and what paved your roads, and what public safety we have, all comes out of there. So we need to have eyes on that, and it needs to be transparent to us. We need to make sure that growth is planned, it's inclusive, and considers the implications to the environment, our open space. Is anyone else loving the traffic through town during rush hour? We need to just think about how that impacts safety, how it impacts our shop owners, and what we might be able to do about it. Skippack Days, to me, is an accident waiting to happen when people are all over the streets and the traffic is whizzing by. So those are just some of the things I think we should tackle together. So my goal is to bring you, the community, into these conversations, assess pain points, and creatively solve those. Right now, how are we going to do that? Well, right now, my volunteers and I are on a listening campaign. We're knocking on your doors, and we're asking the question, what do you like? What could be better? How could we change this or that? And we're getting some beautiful conversations going and some wonderful ideas, and I thought I would share a couple of those with you, okay? I want to share them because I would like you to think about them, and maybe you are also interested in these, or you have some things to add. So Debbie and I attended the Small Business Owners or Small Business Merchants Association, thanks to Lowell, who brought us there, and we met and talked about their pain points, their ideas. Did you know they had really no interaction or idea about what a Board of Supervisors does and who they are? So there's an opportunity right there, right? Let's get to know each other and talk about what's going on. The shop owners have concerns about traffic, trash, marketing, parking, all kinds of things. And they have wonderful ideas about how to have events in town, beautification, maybe some benches and some beautiful respite spaces. And I think that we need to engage them and start doing some of those things. They also want to know more about their customers, and Lowell, with Lowell's help, he's going to organize something where the shop owners and residents are invited to meet and mingle and talk about what are some of the things you all would like to see here in town. So that's focus group, basically. Right, Lowell? So, yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you. Other things, I'm just going to go down a laundry list. Making our township building a place where residents meet, learn, and find resources. How many of you been to the township building? Does it feel like a place where you can go and have a great conversation with somebody, gather resources together? If you're new to town, have a welcome mat put out in front of you, and be told kind of what's the lay of the land? It should. It should. And it's amazing to me how many doors we knock on that no one's ever met a supervisor, don't know what they do. That's a missed opportunity. We can't just knock on doors and meet people when we're elected officials when it's time to campaign again. We've got to meet them in between. Developing recreational programs in our parks. This person even volunteered to help set it up so that kids can go to the park and do a craft, play some games. I grew up with that. I don't know how many of you did, but my mom shipped us down to the park, and then we learned how to do lanyards and all kinds of stuff and play games, and it was supervised, I think, by some really neat high school kids. So just another idea. Dog park comes up a lot. Where's your husband? He's one of them. Dave brings that up all the time too. And so why not? Let's look into it. Open space. Our green spaces. Not every piece of open space has to be developed into something. A planned park with a pavilion and bathrooms and all this stuff that some people may never get to. Sometimes a meadow is just a nice place to have for nature. Wildflowers, animals, and so forth. And it is the most cost-effective way. Some people will tell you that bringing in all of these housing developments is the way to get more tax revenue. Not true. Yeah, you'll get tax revenue, but the infrastructure you need to put in place is going to cost you more than that revenue. So don't buy into that. Open space, natural space is the way. We need to rejoin the Central Perkiomen Valley Planning Commission to ensure we are good neighbors and to ensure that our neighbors don't do anything that will hurt us downstream. That's why you have meetings with your neighbors, to find out what you're all doing and so that you can discuss good ways to mitigate floodwaters, to protect open spaces, to install sustainability practices. Starting a commission on the environment would go hand in hand with that. They're doing that in Lower Frederick since Democrats got on that board. Improving school zone safety. Handicap accessibility. I had a half-hour conversation with a gentleman who can't even take his daughter in a wheelchair in his neighborhood because of all the sidewalks that are lifting up. There's things that we need to think about there too. Slowing down traffic, we already talked about that. My neighborhood is a cut through. Your neighborhood is a cut through. People are complaining about that all over the township. Communicating, this is the last one. Communicating with residents more effectively. In this day and age with social media and digital technology, there is no reason why residents have to get out of their homes, into their cars, and go to the township building for a meeting. We did it during COVID on Zoom. That's been taken down until they find better equipment or something. But other townships tape for playback their meetings. They have a channel for their meetings. They encourage people to attend meetings or watch them afterwards if you can't be there. We need to do that too. That's how you get engaged. Right? You can't guarantee that every second Wednesday of the month at 7:30 you're available for a meeting. Anyway, that's my passion speech. In closing, I bet you're happy to hear that. In closing, gonna need all of your help. Here's how, just 4 things. Vote. Of course, vote. First, foremost, early by mail or in person. I don't care how you do it, but you have to vote. And a lot of people say that these elections, when there's no senators or governors or presidents on the ballot, are the worst attended elections. Excuse me. We can't let that happen. All politics is local, and we need to care about what happens locally. That's going to get us over the finish line, voting. Volunteer. We have plenty of jobs for you to do. If door knocking is number 1, that is the best thing you can do, and we can train you. You can hold the clipboard, but we need people out there showing up. We need postcards written. We need signs put up. We need people in neighborhoods to get their neighbors together and invite candidates for a forum so we can meet them and have some conversation. People will vote for people they know and trust. And then lastly, donate, which you're all here doing, and thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Donations are important because it pays for all that literature and all those signs and all those things that we need to do. Texting, phone calling, what am I missing?
T-shirts.
It just, we need all of that, and your donations won't just go for my campaign, but they go for future campaigns as well. And in 2 years, we're gonna have more spots to fill on that board. And then stay engaged, because just electing one of me on a board of 5 supervisors who've been entrenched in doing this for quite a while and have 20-minute meetings because they're just so good at it, you have to stay engaged, because if you elect me, you have certain expectations, and you need to voice those expectations and come to the meetings. And when they vote me down, you need to raise your hand and say, we put her up there because we want something like that to happen. That's the only way change is going to be made. So let's do this thing. You think we can?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I want to open the floor to others who might want to come up here and say a few words. I see that Ken Lawrence is in the house. I introduced you already when you were here. Our Vice Chair, County Commissioner, Ken Lawrence. Would you like to say anything?
Yes,
I'm counting on you, Ken. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you for coming.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you
It's
as
good
well.
to see you.
It's always good to see you.
So I am here for this woman because she is determined.
Yes.
She is tenacious.
Yes.
We need to make this happen for her this year.
Absolutely.
And it's great to see this turnout here. It's great to see this turnout here. Local government matters, okay? Our townships, our school board races. Sometimes it takes a while for the breakthrough to come for Democrats. I feel good about this year, though. I'm going to come and knock. We're going to do that.
Yes.
I mean, if Karen was an Eagles fan, she'd be perfect. She's a Packers fan, but I support her
He's met my
wholeheartedly
husband.
anyway. All right, I support. So thank you all for coming out tonight.
Thank you.
I grew up right down the road in Worcester, so I know what you guys are battling with here, and it is a battle. But this is the tip of the spear here. Let's get Karen through. Let's get the auditor candidates through this year. So thank you all for being out.
Thank you.
Chance.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to put this, my luggage over here. Thank you, Karen, for having me. Thank you, everyone, for your few moments. Again, for those who don't know me, my name is Nicole Phillips, and I am the candidate for the Montgomery County Court of Common Pleas. So I'm a countywide candidate to be on our trial court. So all of you, if you live in Montgomery County, can vote for me. But it's not about me tonight. I just wanted to say hi and introduce myself, but also just echo the things that Karen was talking about. We need to keep this momentum going. We have the power with the power to vote and exercising the power to vote. We cannot be apathetic. We cannot let our neighbors and our loved ones be apathetic, because if we want folks that care about all the things that Karen was talking about, if we want people that care about what's best for our children, if we want people that care about justice in our courts, and making sure that the things that are done are about people. It's not about status, it's not about personal agendas, but it's about the people. It's about the community. It's about having a positive impact for the collective. And I believe that that's what Karen is about, and that's why I'm here supporting her tonight as well. And just wanted to give a few words to say, let's just continue to be energized. Let's support our candidates that have our best interests at heart. The best way to ensure that happens is to vote. The best way to ensure that happens is to vote. Thank you so much. So
Right on.
November 2nd or before, we're going to vote. All right. Thank you so much.
Keep getting in front of the
How do you follow that?
So, I'm Dr. Tammy Campley, and
I'm Dr. Michelle Keating-Seibel.
we're both running for PV School Board. We're part of the PV Persevere slate with E.J. McGuire and Michelle Smith. We want to thank Karen Lynch for inviting us out here, because it really does take a community. We're not in this alone. We're in this all together. And when it comes to schools, we are in a really tough spot right now with schools and education, and these guys, our kids are our future. We need to make sure we're educating them and getting them exactly where they need to be to their fullest potential, so that when we get to the point that we need them to take care of us, they're going to do it, and they're going to do it well, and they're going to do it with hearts that are filled with empathy and understanding for other people. So, you know, everything that Karen was saying, transparency, communication, that's what we need to keep these schools running, and those schools that need to then talk with the local areas just to make sure that we're all on the same page and doing what we need to for the community as a whole. Thank you.
We're really glad to be here tonight. Thank you, Karen, and to the Skipback Democrats for being such great supporters of us.
Yeah, we're good partners. We're
Yes,
partners.
we're partners.
That's partners. And vote. Definitely
Vote.
vote.
Does anyone else want the floor? Lulu, you want to say something? This is one of my biggest fans. She spent the weekend with me last weekend.
You bribe her.
So thank you, everybody. Just go on with your evening and enjoy. And we'll be seeing you at the doors.